Hello, everyone. My name is Tanisha, and you guys know this sweet, beautiful little girl right here, Olivia. And so we have brought some animals. I am an animal educator. I actually work for the Tennessee Aquarium, and I do education with the Tennessee Aquarium. So I also have a lot of my own animals. And so to keep you guys interested and to just bring something new every couple of days or so, I will have a few animals that I will bring out of my personals and talk about it and answer any questions that you might have and just have some fun. And so I'll do one animal today, and then we'll see what else we have in the future. So I will let Miss Olivia be my little assistant here, and she will hold this animal up for you. All right, now just hold it up there for us. So this is called a crested gecko, and this is in the lizard family. And so, real quick, I will say that you have four different types of reptiles. You have your crocodilians and your alligators. You have your turtles and tortoises. You have your lizards, and then you have your snakes. And so, obviously, this is a gecko, and so obviously that's in the lizard family. And so she likes to move around and climb a little bit, and so let's just talk about her a little bit. And so, if you guys can see her well enough, she gets that crested gecko name because her head is shaped like a crest. And so, even though she looks very, very spiky, she's actually really, really soft. Want to touch her? Get in. So, what is she, spiky or painful to touch? No. So she's very, very soft and velvety. And so you can find these animals in New Caledonia. And so that is actually east of Australia. So if you know where Australia is, that's where New Caledonia is. And this type of gecko was actually thought to be extinct in the 1800s, but they were rediscovered fairly recently around 1994. And so they definitely have found that there's a lot of these guys over in New Caledonia. And people do keep these animals as pets, and so they are very high in the pet trade around the country and around the world. Um, so they like to be where it's hot. So they love to be where there's more of a tropical type weather. And then if you look at her eyes here, she's got some big, gigantic eyes. And those eyes actually help her see in the dark because they are nocturnal. And if you don't know what nocturnal means, it means they like to be up at night. And so if you're a night owl, this is the pet for you because you can actually see her moving around more at nighttime than during the day. And so she has those big old eyes that help her see at night, but she has something missing that we have, but she doesn't, which is eyelids. So she cannot blink her eyes, but instead she has this really nice, long, sticky tongue to where she can actually reach her eyeballs and lick her eyeballs to clean it. Can you reach your eyeballs with your tongue? Want to try? It don't work, does it? So no, we can't use our tongues to reach our eyeballs, but she can. And so that's how she cleans it to get any kind of debris and dirt out of her eyes. And so if you can see that little hole on the side of her head, those are actually her ears. So she may not hear quite the same as us, but she can hear some sounds. It's more of a vibration that they like to hear more so than how we hear. And so you can. And so she is an animal that loves to climb. And I'm actually going to have Olivia demonstrate how she likes to climb. Can you stand up? So as you can see, she can stick to pretty much any surface. This is kind of a hard surface for her to stick on, but she's trying to grasp hold of it. And so the reason why she likes to stick on it and how she likes to stick on it, you can sit down for me, baby. You can just kind of hold on to her for me. How she likes to stick on it is that she has these little hairs, microscopic hairs at the bottom of her feet called setae. And those hairs are what grabs onto any kind of surface to help her to be able to stick on a surface. Now, one more interesting thing about this animal is that she has a very, very interestingly long tail. And she can use that tail to be able to hold on to branches. And, if she feels off balance, that tail helps her to feel balanced. But another thing about this tail is that it can drop off. And that helps to get away from predators. So If a predator were to chase her and grab her, or maybe it is if it doesn't have to grab her, she can just drop her tail and that tail will continue to wiggle, and that's going to distract that predator to help it get away. And so a lot of lizards, their tails can grow back, but unfortunately her tail cannot grow back. So if she drops this tail, it's gone forever, which is pretty interesting about these guys and very neat. And you can see that she's climbing. They can shed, so a lot of times whenever you see snakes and you know that snakes can shed, she can shed as well, and she actually eats her shed whenever she's done with it, and that helps to have nutrients and coming from her shed skin. And so out in the wild, she will eat insects as well as fruit. She's a good climber, so she climbs all the trees that have fruit on them. And so you can see her licking her little mouth right there. And so she likes to eat fruit as well. So that is the crested gecko. She can lick her eyes. So do you have anything to say about her? What's her name?
Big Momma.
Yeah, her name is Big Momma. And so she's kind of old. These guys can live to be up to about 30 years in human care. And so in the wild, they kind of live a little shorter life because of predators, and they can live about 15 years in the wild. You can hold her. But in human care, she can live to be about 30 years old. So that is everything about the crested gecko. If you have any questions, forward them to Mrs. Summers, and I will answer those for you as well. Thank you for taking the time to watch our video, and we'll hope to see you soon with some more animals.